If you're ready to write your next selection criteria story using the leadership experience you have, then I have a tip for you today. Let's take a skill set that you have as a teacher and start applying it to your leadership stories. Hi, my name is Michelle Davis, and I'm a teacher career coach. I love working with teachers who are ready to step out of the classroom and into school leadership. So, my tip today is to front end your leadership story. We do this already with our assessment and our units of work. We look at what the assessment's going to be, and we make sure that we are teaching all the content the students need and all the skills that they need, and make sure that the descriptors match up with the assessment at the end, and we make sure it's all aligned. So, what if we take that skill set and apply it to you as a leader? So, my challenge to you is to write down your leadership story now, before it's happened. Even if you're halfway through one or you're just about to start, sit down and write down what's happened so far and then write it out as if it's already happened. And by doing this, what you're actually doing is you're creating your own action plan. You're creating your own steps that you're going to follow to be able to get that amazing project and that story onto your application. So as you're doing this and you're sitting down, you're thinking about the perfect leadership story, I've got a couple of prompts I want you to think about. First one, the idea this is going to be perfect. So let's imagine every interaction that you're having is great. Everything goes perfectly. Everything says yes. What would it look like if it was perfect? And as you're moving through the stages of whatever your model of change is for your educational setting, then what is happening in each phase of that model of change? What are the documents? What are the policies that you're actually solving and bringing in and aligning to as part of doing this project? What are you prioritizing and how did you get to those priorities? What key stakeholder meetings did you have to be able to bring people on board? How about those early adopters that you need some staff to work with you on this? How did you engage those people? Did you liaise with any other school leaders? And did you bring in any outside community into the school? So you're enriching the school life and also bringing the school out to the community. What happens at the end? What was the outcome? How do you know that this project worked? So, what data are you collecting? And by doing this throughout the phases of your model of change, you are going to then be able to have the perfect action plan that you then follow. And yes, I understand things may get some little wobblies. People may say no. But because you've got the perfect version there, now all you need to do is just as a reflective leader is go back to that dot point that you've already written and say, there was a challenging conversation or that it took multiple meetings to be able to bring everybody in alignment and you needed to have key meetings with people to make things happen. That's great. So although you've written it down as if, yes, it's going to happen, imagine what it's going to look like when you're like, you know what, didn't go perfect and here's how I solved it. Wouldn't that make you far more employable? All right. So front end your next leadership story or the one that you've got. Now, if for any reason you've got a story and it's already happened, it's in the past, and you're now listening to this thinking, wouldn't it been good to do. So if you are coming up with some ideas, one suggestion I have is that if you haven't got lots of different stories, and this is only the one that you have right now, my suggestion is to go through it and find the point at which you're putting down your outcomes in your model of change and what are the results and how do you know it worked, and go in there and use some reflective leadership and go, during the acting phase, I'm using very vague terms right now. During the acting phase, not everyone fully participated. If I was to do this project again, this would be how I would improve it. And so what you're really doing is bringing in this idea that you're not a leader who takes on the stance that you are the expert. You are a leader who is learning. And any great leader will tell you they're always learning. So instead of acting as if that you have it all right and it was all perfect and you're just the most amazing person, please hire me, let them know that you're human and that, yep, that didn't happen really well. This is how I would do it in the future. And this would be potentially how it would impact the project if if these 3 or 4 people who didn't come to the meetings as part of doing your project, imagine if they did, what would be the outcome and how would you fix that? All right. See you later, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.